Hey guys, chill out. Pistol! Okay, guys, I want y'all to go look for Jupiter right now. Where's your Jupiter placement? We're gonna do some deconstructing when it comes to our belief systems, and we're gonna do some mirror working. With Jupiter. We're also gonna understand why we attract certain people into our lives and how we're going to shift our reality by changing our belief systems. Um, yeah, it's going to be pretty simple. All right. So that's what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to go find your Jupiter and drop it in the chat. Once y'all drop y'all's Jupiter in the chat, we can get started. I will mute ever so often when Pistol wants to start barking like crazy. And just pay attention to the chat because I'm putting stuff in the chat, okay? But thank you guys. Also, if anybody needs a reading today, please let me know beforehand before we get too deep into it. And yeah, I got y'all. Okay, so we got one person, but we need to start unpacking. And then put the house where your Jupiter is in, because we're gonna use that house specifically. For the rest of you, put Jupiter where Jupiter. What's your Jupiter? What's your Jupiter in astrology? Your birth chart. We're gonna change our belief systems. I wish I could see who's here with us. Okay. Okay. So our beliefs. Our belief systems primarily come from Jupiter. Okay. I'm here long. We're gonna do a fast forwarding thing, but how do I want to say this? How you think, what you think consistently, what you feel, what you project is your belief system. It's the belief that you have about yourself. And these belief systems that you have about yourself cater and create your reality. So when we look at our Jupiter and we look at what house Jupiter is in, we are going to dissect the root or the core belief that either uplifts us or rather what blocks us. And that's what we have to shift. That's what we have to change in our paradigm, in our the way that we think, the way that we allow ourselves to move on with these thought processes. So our thoughts become our emotions, and then the emotions fuel these thought processes. Or rather, the thoughts fuel the emotions, and then we take some type of form of action, and this is the reality that we create. So it's important to understand our subconscious mind. Jupiter is the higher mind, it's the abstract mind. Okay? Why do we meet the people that we meet? How are we now going to use Jupiter not only to bring wealth, but to shift our belief system, this core belief system that can, once we shift it, once we unlock this higher level of consciousness, once we unlock this certain level of how we expand, because Jupiter is expansion, the more abundant we feel, the more free, which is Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, that we feel. So with Jupiter and this in the Pacific house, so someone said Jupiter is in their 9th house. Okay. Jupiter being in the 9th, what belief systems do you have around either education, traveling, religion, philosophies? What belief systems do you have when it comes to the energy surrounding like Cancer? Like what's in Cancer deals with safety. Cancer deals with security, wanting to feel secure, emotions. So what equation are we creating with just your Jupiter in the 9th house of Cancer? What is these beliefs, these core beliefs that you have that are so, that you literally operate in? This is your world. This is the journey in life. So the 9th house, Jupiter is your journey. These are how your journeys show up. This is how people show up. Now, mirror work becomes simpler when we understand that Pisces, right? Or 12th house energy is mirrors. Okay. Venus is exalted in Pisces. Venus rules the 7th house, the people that you attract, your relationships. And Pisces co-ruler is, yes, Neptune, but its traditional astrology is Jupiter. And with Jupiter, we're tapping into a deeper layer of Pisces. 12th house or Pisces or subconscious, super subconscious. So when we're looking at Jupiter, we're looking at a deeper layer of our subconscious as well. Our mind, the higher mind, the abstract. And what are we feeding our Jupiter? What are our beliefs that we have? Even with Jupiter in Aries, what is Jupiter in Aries? Whatever house it's in. So it sits in the 8th. What belief systems do you have that talk about the eighth house, like taxes, debt? Do you always feel like you'll be in debt? Do you always feel like you'll be in debt to somebody else? Do you feel like you'll be alone? Eighth house is also your ancestors. So what do you did your ancestors, or did you adopt what your ancestral belief systems? So understanding where Jupiter is in its house is where you have this core belief. Now we can also look at your ninth house. We can also look at that. How are we restructuring the higher mind? What are we feeding our superconscious? How are we attracting better, utilizing our Jupiter to deconstruct our core belief that our parents, that we inherited? And what is this belief, and how does it restrict our Jupiter? How does Jupiter show up in our chart? What is it aspecting in our chart? When we get a deeper understanding of Jupiter, we get a deeper understanding of ourselves, and we start to manifest better. So we have Jupiter in the third house. So this is your mind. This is early child education. This is writing. This is communication. This is siblings. What belief systems do you have when it comes to Libra? Do you feel like things are not as balanced? Do you feel like everything is balanced? Is justifiable? Do you feel like everything is fair? Do you not feel like anything is fair? Do you feel like the relationships between you and your siblings weren't fair? You know, again, going back to Jupiter and Cancer, did you feel safe to travel? Do you feel safe to explore other cultures? Do you feel safe showing up when it comes with the laws? What belief systems do you have about laws? What belief systems do you have about other cultures that maybe block your path to travel? Jupiter is the road opener. It opens up the roads. It extends us into higher levels of consciousness. Jupiter in Aries, you know, do you feel like you have to be alone? Do you feel like you have to do it all by yourself? Do you become cold when you have Jupiter in Cancer? Like, where do you feel like you were cold when it came to a certain belief system or religion? Jupiter and Libra, where do you feel like you feel like you've had to people please too much? Or you feel like you have to be this people pleaser? Jupiter in Aries, you feel like you have to do everything alone. Or maybe you feel like Jupiter in Aries, you're never chosen, or you're never seen, you're never picked. Or maybe you feel stifled in actions, or you have to take a certain action, or there has to be some type of inspiration there before you take action. Like, so getting deeper into understanding the qualities or the aspects or the characteristics of the sign will help you understand on a deeper level on how to shift. So say you wanted to look up all the negative traits of that sign. What are all the negative traits of Cancer or the negative traits of Aries or Libra? All of these are cardinal energy. So what do you feel like you have to initiate? Do you feel blocked in feeling initiative? Libra also deals with relationships. So relationships maybe with your siblings. Third house is siblings, or your early child education. Maybe you felt like you had to show up a certain way, be smart a certain way, look a certain way. Libra can deal with image. Aries can deal with image. You know? So when we shift our belief systems, when we shift our dynamics in the way that we think, we can garner wealth, we can garner abundance, we can garner optimism, happiness again. We can actually step in these roles again. So that's your homework. You're going to deep dive into understanding Jupiter. You're going to understand your Jupiter back and forth. You're going to get acquainted and understanding the depths of Jupiter, your Jupiter. What's its hindrance? What needs to be the core base of your belief system? Jupiter in Aries, is it okay to be independent? But also, we're looking for balance. Everything must have balance. So when you balance your sun sign, when you balance your Jupiter, you balance your Venus, you get the best results. That might be all that I'm going to tell y'all. I do might like better going live on YouTube, but we'll see. It's quieter over here. So when you look up these aspects as well to Jupiter, you're essentially looking at the grander picture. When you look at aspects to Jupiter, you know what Jupiter is wanting to expand. Those planets can also inhibit beliefs. So like a Jupiter and Mercury, what is Jupiter and Mercury expanding? Jupiter wants to expand the mind. So maybe your belief system could be that can inhibit you sometimes, is that maybe you feel you need all the information or you don't have enough information, because Jupiter is always wanting to blow up things, expand things, get things, more things. It's abundance of things. Can blow things out of proportion too if it's not balanced. So if it's touching Mercury, it wants to, maybe your belief is I have to do a certain amount of work to get this. If it's next to Venus, it could be about your values, what you value, the price about things. What's the price to have an experience or a lifestyle? Maybe to the sun, like you've attracted beliefs about your father, to the moon, beliefs from your mom, maybe beliefs centering with the sun about identity, your personality, to the moon, how you feel, Mars, what action, sex. And it does the same thing with the houses. Also, ask yourself, what's the thing that you want to change about your relationships? What's the main theme that you keep seeing? The same fate, it's a different fates with the same energy. What's the same experience that you continue to experience? The degree matters on 2 with your Jupiter. You know, what's the experience that you've had that could be traumatizing that you continue to have with relationships? So these should be like journal prompts, writing prompts. You writing this down in your journal, asking yourself these questions, these probing questions to get the right answers. You're tapping into your subconscious to deconstruct the subconscious. Sorry, y'all, this is honey. um, so you're going to use Jupiter as your mirror. What's the experience? Jupiter also rules lifestyle. So what's the life, the journey, the thing that you manifest the most, the biggest thing? What do you not like about your experience in life? What qualities, what characteristics that keep showing up daily in your life that's making it unbearable to live in this? And what emotions and thought processes are you having around this certain thing that continues to create this perception? Bless me. And then what can you feed into your mind daily? But see, the thing is, these beliefs go against a certain core of an emotion. Okay? It goes on, it's attached these emotions are attached to a certain frequency. Okay? So what makes it hard to do the shift and the actual transformation to shift the belief system is to attune to a different frequency. And some of these frequencies that you're feeling, like fear, anger, is emotions that need resisting. The choice to show up in a higher vibration by first understanding to deconstruct what is happening in your reality, and why understanding that everyone is your mirror and you are the one attracting, you will understand, which creates a opening in your crown chakra to shift the way that you want to feel. You become understanding of perplexing, complex situations because you have studied and understood that everyone is your mirror and you are attracting the complexities in your life by the base of your core belief. When you finally have shifted and understood what the lesson is, you gain a certain level of wisdom. You need to see yourself from a higher perspective, which is Jupiter, seeing the bigger picture of what you are downloading, understanding about yourself. Your perception needs to shift. By shifting and dialing into the highest emotion of understanding, which comes with emotional intellect. When you have emotional intellect, the world starts to expand. The universe is only reacting to your vibration. When you attune yourself to the higher vibrations, because you are wanting to choose. Are you choosing pain? Do you want to choose pain? Or are you going to choose a higher vibration? That is the choice and the decision that is easy to make. When you are moving and transitioning through moods and vibrations. Every mood emotion or wave of emotions you decide to ride on will create the reality. So if you have a Jupiter that says, I have no choice, which would be a Jupiter in Gemini, I have no choice, or Libra, duality energies, mutable energies too. Really everything. If you have no choice, if you feel like you have no choice, you often give up your power and your free will to choose. Everything is a choice. And the choice, the way to not choose lower vibrations is to resist, to go against. You know that if you choose to stay stuck in a relationship that no longer benefits you, and you know that it's not getting you anywhere, you have to find resistance against the current that drags you and spirals you down into a vibration that attracts only negative energy. You have a with what you're feeling. Sorry, y'all. It all starts with what you're feeling. When you resist the negative vibrations and go against the current of what that leads, and you follow the current of understanding and peace and love, you match a vibration of the such to draw it forward to into your life. This is science. guys, I'm gonna head off. We'll do this another time. But yeah, I'm gonna head off right now. I'll get deeper later. I'm gonna head off. I don't wanna keep interrupting the live because he's barking. Talk to y'all soon.